printer.
Oh, a Braille printer?
Yes.
Cool. All right, that sounds really interesting. Sounds like a cool class. Gabriela, welcome to class. Gabriela, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Nice. Okay. And Gabriela, I don't think I've seen you in class before. Where are you from?
Uh, I was in your class, but I changed my profile picture.
Okay. Yeah, that must be
I'm
it.
keeping.
Okay. And so yeah, I guess how's your day?
Uh, it was very good.
Okay.
Okay, I worked. That's mm, not important. Then
Okay.
I spoke with a friend in English. We practiced English.
Nice.
So yeah, and now I'm here again to
Okay.
practice English. Yes,
Cool.
and
More
I'm
English
from
practice.
Hungary. If you can remember.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
remember. I was pretty sure I
Yeah.
recognized your name, but um, yeah, sometimes those pictures throw me off. Um, all
That's
right, cool.
okay.
And so what's today? Wednesday. What about this weekend? Gabriela, do you have any plans for this coming weekend?
Yes, I plan to visit my friends uh, on Friday and on Saturday another friend. So I
Okay,
will be busy.
nice.
Yeah, and as usual, I plan to learn a lot in the weekend because I have more time
Okay,
to do it.
on the weekend.
Yes, on the weekend. On the weekend, sorry.
Don't be sorry at all. And Julieta, what about you? Any plans for this weekend?
Uh, Saturday, I have a ticket for the theater.
Nice. What are you gonna go see?
Opera. Opera,
Okay.
sorry.
Opera. Yeah. Good. Nice pronunciation. Um, okay. And yeah, really nice. What kind of opera? Do you know what opera it is?
Yes, the civilian barber.
The Civilian Barber.
It's Italian. Il barbiere di Siviglia.
Okay. And what's it about?
It's about a barber that helps a lord to make a young lady love him.
Okay, nice. Um, that
It's a
sounds
comedy, even though it's an opera.
okay. So it's a funny opera, comedic opera.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Um,
And
so,
the costume, it is the opera is setting in the original in the 17th century, but they adapted and they put it in 1950, so it's a rockabilly opera.
okay, cool. That sounds great. That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun.
Mm.
Okay, a little bit jealous. Gabriela, do you ever go to the opera or go to the theater?
Uh, I was in a theater, but I haven't been in a opera yet. I don't. I think I I wouldn't like it.
Okay, so you don't think you'd like it?
Yeah.
All
Uh,
right.
mm, I prefer cinema, but better.
Okay. All right, so you prefer cinema. I don't
Yeah.
think we'd say I prefer cinema better. I prefer cinema or I like cinema better.
That's too
Sound.
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But good. Okay. And Emilio, welcome to class. Emilio, how's it going? Emilio, can you hear me? Hmm. Okay, I can't hear you, Emilio. I'm not sure if you've got a problem with your Hangouts or your microphone. Sometimes it helps to leave and come back. Oops. To leave and come back. But okay. Well, if not, let's go and take a look at today's class. And so we're going to do some reading. And let's have Giulietta, can you read the title and the next couple lines?
What if? Today we will read and discuss a question from the website XKCD.
Good. Okay. And let's go on to this next page. Giulietta, can you read the question?
No, I don't have the page. I can't.
Okay, Gabriela, can you read the question?
Yes. What would happen to the Earth if the sun suddenly switched off?
Mm.
Yeah, and it's from many, many readers. So a lot of people have asked this question. Emilio, how's it going? Are you there? All right, Emilio, I'm not sure. I think you might have a problem with your microphone. It sounds not the best. Yeah, doesn't sound good. I can hear stuff, but it just it doesn't sound like anything except for like a squeal maybe. So I'm not sure. Maybe try to leave and come back again, or try to change the settings. But yeah, I'm not sure. And Simone, welcome to class. Simone, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you, and you?
Nice, I'm doing really well. There's this other student that I had this morning who had the same picture that you have, which is really funny.
It was me,
I
Zoe.
know. I know. I was just joking. Okay, yeah. So how was your how's your afternoon, early afternoon? How's your day been?
Thanks. Yes, I've got a free time today, so I am here enjoying your classes.
Okay, nice. Well, it'll be good to have you in class more. And Ken, welcome to class. Ken, how's it going?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
Doing really well. Thanks for asking. Ken, what'd you do since I saw you last?
I chatted with my American friend, and after that, I was doing dishes. Yeah, I need to do something about my sink. So
Okay.
basically, I was cleaning up, and I was making bed. Yeah, I made bed now. Yeah.
Okay, so you made your bed and
Yes.
you did some dishes.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, really nice. And all right, so let's have maybe Emilio, if you want to try to leave class and come back again, that might help. Or if you want to try to change the settings on your microphone, but I still can't hear you, Emilio. Okay, let's have Gabriela. Can you ask Giulietta the question?
Giulietta, what do you think would happen? Explain in detail.
Okay. We will have no light during the day, so we will be with artificial light all the time.
Okay.
Then winter will coming everywhere.
Will come.
Will come everywhere, okay. And perhaps the water of the sea will iced. Will ice.
Yeah, the water of the sea, the oceans.
The ocean
will freeze. I think sounds better. Okay. Yeah, we will be with artificial light all the time. This is a little bit awkward. Is there a way that you think you could reword this sentence?
We will use.
Okay, yeah, you could say we will use artificial light all the time. Yeah.
Right?
Alright, Arturo, I'm gonna mute you. Sorry, that's just really loud, Arturo. Just for now. Okay, Ismail, welcome to class. Ismail, how is it going?
Hi, Joshua. It is going well. How are you?
Doing really well. Thank you for asking. And we also have maybe Emilio. Can you try talking?
Hello, you all.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you. Sorry for the delay.
No worries. I'm glad that you're able to talk now. Okay, and Arturo, welcome to class. Arturo, if you unmute your microphone, you can try talking. All right, Arturo, are you there? You have to unmute your microphone. Tiene que encender el micrófono. No sé si me escucha. Okay. Well, Ismail, what about you? What do you think? What do you think would happen if the sun suddenly switched off?
Okay.
Actually, Joshua, there will be no life on the planet without sun because we couldn't farm any vegetables or fruits without sunlight.
Okay. Yeah, so we can't, instead of saying we can't,
We can't. Yes.
we couldn't. We couldn't grow any vegetables or fruits without sunlight. Because it's a hypothetical situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that just sounds a little bit better. All right, and Arturo, it looks like you've been trying to unmute your microphone. Arturo, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. And so, Arturo, where are you from?
I'm from Spain, but now I'm living in Germany.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, it's nice to meet you, Arturo. So, your background noise is pretty loud. So, if you could mute your microphone when you're not speaking, that would help a lot. Also, if you could try to put on headphones.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really loud. Or maybe just lower the volume on your microphone. But yeah, it's pretty painfully loud. So yeah, try to play with your settings and maybe lower the volume, just settings on your computer too, maybe. And mute your microphone when you're not talking. So just make sure it's off when you're not talking. Can you do that?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Arturo. Yeah, bueno, Arturo, tiene que apagar el micrófono cuando no estás hablando porque, bueno, es horrible el ruido, la verdad. Okay, and so, Simon, I guess we're good. Let's go on to the next page. Simon, can you read the first two paragraphs?
Yes, this is probably the single most popular question submitted to What If Popular. Part of why I haven't answered is that it's been answered already. A Google search for what if the sun went out turns up a lot of excellent articles, thoroughly, I don't know these words, analyzing the situation.
Nice. Okay. A couple of really difficult words here. You did a good job for the most part. Let's look at popular.
Popular.
Yeah, popular. Answered. Good. Thoroughly. Thoroughly, yeah. Analyzing. analyzing. Yeah, that sounded really good. Any questions about any of these words in this first part?
What is the meaning of thoroughly? Or it's well written?
Yeah, thoroughly. What does thoroughly mean?
Maybe deeply.
Yeah, completely.
Completely. Okay.
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 Any other questions about any of these words? Okay. Let's have Ken. Can you read the next paragraph and then the comic?
Okay. However, since my recent articles on sunsets, the rate of submission of this question has risen even further, so I've decided to do my best to answer it.
And
In Figure 1, the sun going out.
good. It's a
Okay.
very scientific description of the sun going out. The only small thing I saw was risen.
Risen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, risen. Nice. But good. Yeah, I think that sounds great. Any questions here? Okay. Let's go to the next part. And Ken, can you read the first paragraph?
Okay. We won't worry about exactly how it happens. We just assume we figured out a way to fast forward the sun through its evolution so that it becomes a cold, inert sphere. What would the consequences be for us here on Earth?
Good. Okay. You did a really good job with your individual word pronunciation. The thing that I saw here, it becomes a cold, inert sphere. So we need to emphasize cold, inert sphere.
Cold, inert sphere.
Yeah. It's a cold, inert sphere. Good.
Cold, inert sphere.
And consequences.
Consequences.
And let's go to the next one. Arturo, can you read this next part right here?
Yes, I can.
Good.
Let's look at a few. Reduced risks of solar flare. In 1859, a massive solar flare and geomagnetic storm hit the Earth. Magnetic storm induced electric current in wire. Unfortunately for us, by 1859, we had grabbed the air in the telegraph wire. The storm caused powerful current in those wires, snugging out communication and in some cases causing telegraph equipment to catch fire.
Nice. Okay, you did a really good job. One thing that I noticed with a lot of different words is the S at the end of the words. So can you repeat storms?
Storm.
Storms. Storms.
Storms.
Nice. Storms. And then flares.
Flares.
Good. Communications.
Communication.
Communications. Communications. One more time?
Communication.
Yeah, just make sure you get that Z at the end. Communications.
Communications.
Wires.
Buyers.
Nice. Causes.
Causes.
Nice. Causes. Also, Earth.
Earth.
Yeah, Earth. And
Earth.
geomagnetic.
Geomagnetic. Magnetic.
Yeah, geomagnetic.
Geomagnetic.
Good. And then the other one was telegraph.
telegraph.
Good. There you go. I think that was a really great job. Do you think you could read that one more time? Can you read that paragraph one more time?
Yes, reduced risk of solar flares. In 1859, a massive solar flare and geomagnetic storm hit the Earth.
Good.
Magnetic storm induced electric current in wires.
The end?
Unfortunately for us, by 1899 we have raped the Earth in the telegraph wire. The storm caused powerful current in those wires. Knocking out knocking out communications, and in some cases causing telegraph equipment to catch fire.
Okay. Cases.
Cases. Yes.
Equipment. Nice. And
Equipment.
wrapped.
Wrapped.
There you go. Nice. And yeah, so just be aware of that S at the end of words. We do need to pronounce it. So like wires and storms and flares. But you did a really good job with most of these words. Really nicely done. Emilio, can you read the next paragraph?
Sure. Since 1859, we've wrapped in the earth in a lot more wires. If the 1859 storm hit us today, the Department of Homeland Security estimates the economic damage to the U.S. alone will be several $1 trillion, more than every hurricane which has ever hit the U.S. combined. If the sun went out, this threat will be eliminated.
Good. And homeland.
Homeland.
Economic. Yeah. It's a short E at the beginning, so it's economic instead of economic. Well,
economic.
Yeah, economic. And that does depend on where you're from. So I say that, and I'm from New England. So if you're in New England, economic damage. British English might be economic damage. That's a little bit sketchy. So yeah, don't worry too much if you say economic instead of economic.
Okay.
Hurricane. Her. So it's like her, like she. Hurricane.
Hurricane.
Hurricane. Good. Really nice job. Does anybody have any questions about anything on this page? Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. Ken, we would say an aurora.
Yeah, maybe I watched the show about this incident, and aurora was shown. Yeah, people in the Caribbean Islands saw aurora because of the magnetic field change.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just changed the grammar a little bit. So we say an aurora was seen in the Caribbean Islands instead of in the Caribbean Islands when the magnetic storms happened.
Okay.
So just article. Yeah, but good. That's awesome. That's a really cool fact. Okay, does anybody have any questions on this page? Any questions here? About any words? So inert is a tricky word. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions about that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Let's go to the next page. Yes. Inert. Okay. Does anybody know what inert
gas, but inert sphere.
Yeah.
Like inert
Does anybody know?
gas?
It's similar, yeah. So an inert gas is a gas that doesn't react. What would inert mean then?
So without any movement.
Yeah. Yeah, without movement would be inert. So without movement, something that doesn't react. generally. Good. All right, let's go to the next page, and let's continue reading. Let's have Gabriela. Can you read the first 2 paragraphs?
Yes. Improve satellite service when a communication satellite passes in front of the sun can drown out the satellite's radio signal, causing an interruption in service. Deactivating the sun would solve this problem.
Good. Communications.
Sorry. Communications.
Yeah, communications.
Communications.
Nice, there you go. And satellite.
Satellite.
Right. Good. Okay, and the next one?
Sorry?
No worries. Can you go ahead and read this next one, Gabriela?
Oh, okay, sorry. Better astronomy. Without the sun, ground-based observatories would be able to operate around the clock. The cooler air would create less atmospheric noise, which would reduce the load on adaptive optics systems and allow for sharper images.
Good. Astronomy.
Astronomy.
Observatories.
Observatories.
Nice. And operate.
Operate.
Yeah, operate.
Operate.
And Ismail, we would say, let's close. Let's close the sun. Or let's turn off. But good. Nice. And Giulietta, what about the next one?
Stable dust. Without sunlight, there will be no Poynting Robertson drag, which means we will finally be able to place dust into a stable orbit around the Sun without the orbits decaying. I'm not sure whether or not anyone wants to do that, but you never know.
Good. That was really good pronunciation. I don't know what Poynting Robertson drag is. I guess he kind of explains it. But good. And does anybody have any questions about this?
I couldn't get the last paragraph meaning.
Okay, so which means we would finally be able to place dust into a stable orbit around the Sun without the orbits decaying. So again, it's pretty much just saying you can put small particles of matter, like dust, in an orbit around the Sun, and the orbit wouldn't be messed up because of the energy that's given off by the Sun. It would just go in orbit around the Sun.
As obstacles, so kind of dust spread can be spread in the orbit of the Sun. That's the idea, probably.
Yeah, and it's not really something that's. It's just so if you've got the Sun right here, and maybe the Earth is orbiting around here, you could also put little tiny particles of dust into orbit as well around the Sun, and so the energy from the Sun, which comes out, wouldn't destroy the very small particles of dust that are orbiting the Sun. That's really all. It's completely pointless. It doesn't. That's why he says I'm not sure whether anyone wants to do that, but you never know, because this is kind of a pointless thing to do. It doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Joshua, what is the Poynting Robertson drag?
Right. So
scientist theory, or what is that?
Yeah, it's a scientific theory. I'm not exactly sure what it is. So it's. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. You could look it up. Again, just pretty much as easy as I could look it up. I'm sure it has something to do with the energy from the Sun.
Okay.
decaying or affecting small grains of dust. Sorry, another question? What does
Drag.
what mean? Drag?
Mhm.
Drag is when something, if you have a parachute, it has a lot of drag. So the parachute will drag behind you and slow you down. If your 2-year-old is mad at you, he will drag his feet on the ground in an effort to move more slowly. So yeah, that's just drag. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. And let's go to the next page then. And let's have Ismail. Can you read the next one?
Reduced infrastructure costs. The Department of Transportation estimates that it would cost $20 billion per year over the next 20 years to repair and maintain all U.S. bridges. Most U.S. bridges are over water. Without the sun, we could save money by simply driving on a strip of asphalt laid across the ice.
Good. Can you repeat this word one more time?
Infrastructure.
Good. Yeah. Okay. The only thing was bridges. Bridges.
Bridges.
Good. Exactly. And so this is a little representation of what you would do. So no loop-de-loop bridges, no ramps. Good. Does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay. And Timur, welcome to class. Timur, how's it going?
Joshua,
Timur? Yeah.
Joshua, I couldn't understand the last sentence. Without the sun, we could save money by simply driving on a strip of asphalt laid across the ice.
Okay. If actually we look at this, so if we're looking at bridges, a strip of asphalt is just some like concrete. Is what roads are built with. Kind of like tar.
Yes.
And so, yeah, you wouldn't need bridges if the sun went out because you would be able to drive over a strip of asphalt over water. So we wouldn't need a bridge. Yeah, these are just pictures of things you wouldn't need. Does that make sense? The idea of driving a car over asphalt paved on top of ice?
Yes.
Okay. And Timur, welcome to class. Timur, are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, nice. Welcome to class, Timur. Timur, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Great. Well, good to meet you. And all right, does anybody else have any other questions on this page? Okay. And let's go to the next page. And I think we're with Ken. Can you read the first paragraph?
The chapter cheaper trade. Time zones make trade more expensive. It's harder to do business with someone if their office hours don't overlap with yours. If the sun went out, it would estimate the need for time zones, allowing us to switch to UTC and give a boost to the global economy.
Yeah.
Eliminate.
Eliminate, yeah.
Eliminate.
and time zones.
Time zones.
Good. Okay, and yeah, that's actually a really interesting one. Does anybody have any questions about that paragraph?
We can take class exactly the same time.
Yeah, so it'd
Or-
be universal time.
Okay.
Good. And Arturo, what about the next one? Arturo, your microphone is muted.
Excuse me?
This next paragraph.
Yes, sorry. Safer children. According to the North Dakota Department of Health, babies younger than 6 months should be kept out of direct sunlight. Without sunlight, our children will be safer.
Good. I think you did a really good job. Yeah, nice. And any questions here? Okay, let's have Arturo. Can you read the next one too?
Yes. Safer combat pilot. Safer combat pilot. Many people sneeze when exposed to bright sunlight. The reason for these reflexes are unknown, and it may pose a danger to fighter pilot during flight. If the sun went dark, it will mitigate this danger to our pilot.
Nice. Okay, and again with these S's, can you repeat pilots? Pilots?
Pilots,
Good.
pilots,
And danger.
danger,
Nice. Reflex?
reflex,
Sneeze.
sneeze,
And combat.
combat,
Combat.
combat.
There you go. Okay. Any questions on?
And
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
question: What does sneeze mean?
Does anybody know what sneeze means?
Yes.
Sleep. To sleep.
No, sneeze.
No.
Sneeze is not sleep.
It's a reflex when you get a cold.
Okay.
Can
Thank you.
anybody make the noise of a sneeze? Maybe not so loud. Just achoo, achoo. Yeah.
How does it say in English? Onomatopoeia. I forgot the word anyway. But how?
Yeah, we say achoo.
Achoo. Okay.
Achoo. Okay, any other questions? Okay, and let's go to the next page. And let's have Emilio. Can you read this next part?
Safer pansy. White pansy is a surprisingly nasty plant. Its leaves contain chemicals called furocumarins.
Nice.
No idea. which can be absorbed by human skin without causing symptoms at first. However, when the skin is then exposed to sunlight, even days or weeks later, the furocumarins cause a nasty chemical burn. This is called phytophotodermatitis. A darkened sun. Phytophotodermatitis. A darkened sun will liberate us from the pansy threat.
Good. Would liberate.
Liberate.
Yeah, good. And can you read the comic as well, Emilio?
Hiking tip. What to do if you come across wild pansy.
Yeah. And good. And so, does anybody have any questions here on this page?
Yeah. What is phytophotoddermatitis. This big word.
Phytophotoddermatitis. It's just a chemical burn. So if you look at it, I'll get a picture of it. Actually, if you look up parsnip, there's burns. Hold on, sorry. It looks like that. Oh man. Come on. Sorry. This is so frustrating. I'm not sure why it does this. There it is. So this leg has been burned by parsnip, and that is phytophotoddermatitis. So it's just like a rash burn kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
And good. Any other questions here? Okay. And let's look at this next one. And Gabriela, can you read this page?
In conclusion, if the sun went out, we would see a variety of benefits across many areas of our lives. Are there any downsides to this scenario? We would all freeze and die. How long do you think that would take? Explain.
Good. And Giulietta, can you read the comic?
Rest in peace, humans. 2100 BCE to 2015. Maybe we shouldn't have extinguished the sun.
200,000 BCE.
200,000 BCE.
To 2015. Yeah, good. And so pronunciation things. Let's look. Gabriela, can you repeat variety?
Variety.
Yeah. And scenario. Scenario.
Scenario.
Okay. And yeah, I guess Giulietta, how long do you think it would take?
1 week. I don't know.
1 week?
1 month.
Okay. And why 1 month? Can you explain?
Well, many animals will die soon. So for them,
Quickly.
no way. Quickly. For them, no way. Perhaps we could use the last vegetables remained to feed us, but I don't know if we have enough for 1 month.
Mm. Nice. Okay, good. What about you, Ishmael? What do you think? Ishmael? Your microphone is muted. Yeah.
Could you ask again?
Yeah, what do you think? How long do you think it would take? And why?
Actually, I cannot say anything about the duration without sun. I am not an expert, but I know we couldn't live without sun.
Nice. Yeah. Well said. Good grammar. Okay. And does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay. Let's go do some more reading. Timur, can you read this first paragraph?
Yes. Okay. If you put a steamy cup of coffee in the refrigerator, it wouldn't immediately turn cold. Likewise, if the sun simply turned off, which is actually physically impossible.
Oh no, he waited so long to speak. Okay, Ken, can you read this from physically?
Okay, physically impossible. The Earth would stay warm, at least compared with the space surrounding it, for a few million years, but we surface dwellers would feel the chill much sooner than that.
Good. Can you repeat physically?
Physically,
Good. Physically surrounding.
surrounding,
Surrounding and dwellers.
dwellers.
Good. All right. Does anybody have any questions in that first paragraph? Okay, Arturo, can you read the next paragraph?
Within a week, the average global surface temperature would drop below 0 degrees. In a year, it would clip to 100 degrees. The top layer of the ocean would freeze over. But in apocalyptic irony, that ice would insulate the deep water below and prevent the ocean from freezing solid for hundreds of thousands of years. Millions of years after that, our planet would reach a stable 400 degrees below zero. The temperature at which the heat radiation from the planet's core would equal the heat that the air radiates into space, explains David Stevenson, a professor of planetary science at the California Institute of Technology.
Good. Really nice job. In a year, it would dip to negative 100.
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
Dip to below 100 degrees.
Negative 100.
Negative 100.
Yeah, and then you can say degrees Fahrenheit.
Negative 100 degrees.
And I have no idea how to spell Fahrenheit, which is kind of embarrassing.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. In an apocalyptic irony. Apocalyptic irony.
In an apocalyptic irony. In an apocalyptic irony.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Insulate. Insulate.
Insulate.
Good.
Insulate.
A stable negative 400 degrees.
A stable negative 400 degrees.
Good. And radiates. Radiates.
Radiate. Radiate.
Okay. Good. Radiates. Make sure you get that S. One more time. Radiates.
Radiate. Radiate.
Close. Try to make sure you get that S sound. Radiates. Radiates.
Radiate.
Almost. Radiates. Radiates.
Radiates.
Eights. Okay, yeah, you're really close. Make sure you try to practice the S sound at the end of words.
Yes.
It's a really tricky one.
I think so.
It's okay, but you're doing a good job. Any questions on this page? Okay. And let's look at Emilio. Can you read this next one?
Although some microorganisms living in the Earth's crust will survive, the majority of life will enjoy only a brief post-sun existence. Photosynthesis will halt immediately, and most plants will die in a few weeks. Large trees, however, could survive for several decades, thanks to slow metabolism and substantial sugar stores. With the food chain's bottom tier knocked out, most animals will die off quickly, but scavengers picking over the dead remains could last until the cold killed them.
Good. Okay, microorganisms. Microorganisms.
Microorganisms.
Yeah, org. So yeah, we actually emphasize org. So
microorganisms.
Microorganisms. And then photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Nice. And halt.
Halt.
Good. Decades.
Decades.
Metabolism.
Metabolism.
Substantial.
Substantial.
Good. And knocked.
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 And then dead.
Dead.
Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Really nice job. Does anybody have any questions on this page?
Yes, Joshua. With the food chain's bottom tier knocked out, what does it mean?
Okay, so if you're looking at the food chain, we've got different tiers or different levels. So the first level is plants, the second level is grazers, and then pretty much the third level is carnivores. So tiers are levels. And then if we're looking at the bottom tier, we're looking at plants, anything that does photosynthesis and produces its own food from the sun, and then herbivores we're looking at, and then carnivores. I mean, omnivores are part of there, but yeah, good. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So the bottom tier being knocked out would be the bottom tier no longer happening.
What does scavengers means?
Okay, scavengers are things that eat dead animals.
Dead animals?
Yeah, eat dead animals. So scavengers are like vultures, hyenas, things like that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on this page?
Like vultures.
Vultures.
Huh?
Like zapotes. Okay. Any other questions? All right, and so we are just about out of time. Does anybody want this slide? I can save it and post it to the chat box. Is anybody interested in having this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, give me a second. I have to give you permission, and it'll take a second, but hold on. If you want. If you don't want the slide, you can feel free to go. But if you do, just wait a couple seconds. All right. Okay, that should be it. And so, yeah, just ask for permission. I still haven't figured that out. I haven't really tried to figure it out. So if you ask for permission, I'll give it to you, and that should be it. And thanks for coming in, guys, and have a really good day.
Thank you.